It's Rob!
Tony! And I'm Jeff.
We're in gaming.
And that's you.
Hey guys, how's it going? Warshack here with the Inn, and we're going to be knocking out 3 ranked games, Dragon Mage. I'm going to attempt to win them all. If we don't, then this video won't be posted, but if we do, you're watching it, so we got it. Good. I didn't really expect Dragon Mage to be that fun, to be honest. I wasn't looking forward to making this deck, but after like tweaking it, playing it, trying to fit in the best cards, it's actually really fun. And in overall price range, not that expensive. There are 3 legendaries in the deck. One of them though comes from in adventure mode, and then the 2 of them you'll have to craft if you want to build this deck. But for the most part, 2 legendaries isn't that big of a deal. And for those of you who are new to the channel and just joining us, as you see, we're ranked 10. This is not where I stand normally. Last season I was able to make it into top 1000 legend. So if you're kind of drawn away, oh, he's only ranked 10, he doesn't know what he's talking about, I'm not the best player. I'll throw that out there right now. But in regards to playing, I definitely know top 1000 legend isn't, you know, it's not crazy, but it is noteworthy. Let me put that in a little notebook. I was disconnected. What the hell? This first starting game, this is not looking good. But we were reconnected, so we will try back. This game, if you look at it, it's very awkward at the beginning of the game because there's really nothing we put down. You see no 1-drop, so there's no Mana Worm, but you do see Explosive Sheep, Mad Scientist, and Blackwing Technician. So the early game really isn't what this deck is about. It's right where mid-game hits, where you can throw out the Twilight Drakes, the Twilight Guardians, Corruptors, and the Chill Maul and whatnot. So we'll kind of get into how to play the deck, and during his turn, we'll kind of go over what's in the deck and why it's in there. So, from our perspective, we're going to throw down the secret here, because next turn we're going to follow up with probably the Twilight Drake, and then if it dies, we'll be able to have an extra 4-drop on the field, and from there, it kind of just builds tempo, and you can kind of see the direction in which this deck is going. So, 4-8, turn 4, really hard for a Priest to get rid of, because he can't Shadow Ward Death it, he can't Shadow Ward Pain it. It's right at that 4 health mark, so it's like not 3 or less, and it's not 5 or more. Priests hate 4-drops. They only like 4-drops when they can Shrink Master and then Soul Priest, because they can bring the 4 attack down to 2, but it's too early in the game for that combo. That's an 8 mana combo. So from here, we're going to probably throw down the Azure Drake, see what we can draw, kill off the Shrink Master, just go for board control right now, and end our turn. It's best to just kill a creature here. We're obviously not going to attack the Cultist, because if we attack the Cultist, it's going to give the other one +3 health. So we want to kill the Cultist last. Alright, so it looks like he played that Twilight Drake, and he's going to buff up his Cultist. This really, or not Twilight Drake, but Twilight Guardian, my bad. Okay, so he's relatively building up a pretty nice field right now. I see ourselves smashing into this, coining, and then Flame Strike. This will clear his field. If I don't know, I just feel like that was the best way. We didn't want to waste a fireball. I like using fireballs on either like a specific big creature like Dr. Boom, because we don't have the big game hunter in our hand. Oh fuck. All right, so since both of them died, it's gonna be a 4-drop. It brought out a Twilight Drake. Wow. The chances of a Twilight Drake drawing, like out of all the 4-drops, it brought back a Twilight Drake. That's just unfortunate. Wow. Alright, and then it picked the Twilight Drake when I had 2 cards on the field, because the Twilight Drake was the first one that was played on the field. When 2 cards die and there's an effect that triggers off a card on the field, it's normally the first one that came out. Just for those of you who don't know that. And then turn 8, so if he doesn't play anything, which okay, Sledge Belcher. Okay, so it looks like we're going to probably either polymorph this or Fireball. We do have double Fireball, so we may get rid of it, or we could throw down the Chromacus and then kind of just play, not play defensive, but just wait on his extra card draw. He hasn't wasted any Shadow Word Death, so it probably will get Shadow Word Death, and we don't want that to happen. So we're not going to play yet. Let's see if he'll waste it like on a Chill Maul. We could play Twilight Drake, or we could play Corruptor, but I kind of want to get the effect of Twilight Drake because we have so many cards in our hand right now. Doing the extra 3 damage to smack 4 to the face, I would rather waste the Corruptor on killing, like, let's say a Northshire Cleric or a Light Warden, something that, you know, it's an actual card, it's not a Death Rattle from a card. I would rather use his Battle Cry on to gain more card advantage, because against a Priest it really is hard. So we'll use the Corruptor to ping off his Azure Drake, so we can just use our passive and then swing for 8 damage and end our turn. It's looking pretty good. We've got a decent field already. Light Bomb would only kill 2 of our creatures, and we'd still be left with a 4-6? No. 4-4. My bad. I'm sorry. 4-5. Jesus Christ, I can't do math. Okay, so the Circle of Healing, we can obviously expect that. So, again, he's going to ping this for 2 more damage. Okay. So that wasn't really that devastating. There's the Chill Maw. So we're obviously going to ping his Soul Priest off for 1. And then from there, I do not see a problem with playing one of our bigger drops, like a Chill Maw or Chromacus. We have a lot of cards. This is what's difficult, because there's a lot of plays we can do with our hand right now, but only a couple of them make a lot of sense, and then some of them are kind of just pointless. Because if we play a big creature, it'll just die. There's no doubt in my mind, if we play a big creature, it's going to get Shadow Ward Death. But then he's also going to waste the Shadow Ward Death, so then follow-up turn we can play it. But I kind of want to play our 3-drop Secret, then want to play the bigger creature, because then when he Shadow Ward Deaths, it brings out another big creature, so he'll have to waste 2, and then we can end up playing Chromacus in the end, because Chromacus is just a crazy card for Mage. So if, let's say, we draw a Frostbolt, we get 2 Frostbolts, if we get, it's insane what Chromacus does. So I think ideally, we want to throw down the Secret like I had mentioned, ping this for 1, and then play a this 4-drop here, and we'll hopefully he doesn't have any charge, so if he plays Shadow Ward Pain, we'll get a 4-drop. That's fine. But ideally, we want to play. Oh no, if he has Shrink Master Shadow Priest. Oh, Shadow Madness. Wow, that sucks. Oh man, I didn't see it coming. I honestly just didn't see it coming. So we got a 5-4 Lost Tall Strider. All right. So he wasted the Shadow Ward Death, which we said he definitely would have had on that. He's gonna heal it up. No, he's gonna heal himself. Okay, that makes sense. I thought he was gonna heal our Drake up. I was like, that's kind of dumb. See, right now I wish we had a Corruptor for that Light Ward, but we used it on the Azure Drake. So we're gonna throw down the Chromacus because he just used the Shadow Ward Death, swing into that, and then play Mad Scientist. So playing Mad Scientist probably, I feel like we had 2 mana, so it wasn't bad to do because the duplicate, but I feel like he's gonna, yeah, steal it. That's the only problem with going against Priest. Anytime you play, and another Shadow Ward Death. Wow. Alright, so he had both Shadow Ward Deaths and the Shadow Priest to take our Mad Scientist. So this kind of sucks. We could Fireball, and then we'll throw down the Drake, and then ping directly for 1. I guess we could have played the Chill Maw and it would have cleared field, but then... Are you kidding me? He has another Shadow Priest in his hand? Holy shit. Oh wow, alright. We already used the 1 Flame Strike in this deck, so now is Chill Maw's time to shine. But we have no dragons in our hand. So Chill Maw's time is not to shine. Okay, so we're in a bit of a pickle here. We've put ourselves in a sticky situation. This Priest has gotten crazy draws. So it looks like we're going to Fireball, again, another Shadow Priest, and ping the Twilight Drake as if we have a Flame Strike in our hand. I keep calling that a Twilight Drake. It's a fucking Guardian. I don't know why they didn't register. Twilight Guardian. It's just a 4-drop, it's a dragon, I think Twilight Drake. Every time I look at it, it's just like, and it's even like, you know, like having a little sparkles, so it's like Twilight. Oh god, Neff, what a nice draw. Okay. Neff, do me work, baby. What do we get? Alright, we got Power Word Glory and Resurrect. Okay, so Resurrect could in fact come in clutch, and the other card is not that great, but I mean, gaining 4 health is not that bad. And he keeps saying well played and like thank you. This is not, he's not a swell guy right now. So it looks like he really doesn't have anything. Mind Control top deck would have been bad, but obviously he doesn't because he used his passive. So he doesn't have anything to play, which shows me he probably has a Shadow Madness in his hand. Maybe another, he doesn't have Shadow Ward Death, maybe a Shadow Ward Pain. So I feel like giving this guy the +4 every time he attacks, actually, we're pretty low health. Yeah. So we'll give this guy the +4 whenever he attacks, so we get that health. We could... Yeah, let's Frost... I don't know. I feel like I need to play the NT Killbot somewhere in here. So we'll kill off his 3 attack, and I really He keeps saying well played, which makes me think he has like a Velen Mind Blast. I don't know what this guy could have, but he's freaking me out with the well played. So in a normal line of play, I would throw down the Resurrect, see what we get, then duplicate, and then probably just ping. But right now,
what to do?
Oh, fuck it. We're probably gonna Resurrect. Fuck it. I'm not scared. Nice. All right, and then we can still heal bot. So, all right, sweet. There's no way he can win now. I don't see it. Next turn, we'll throw down the duplicate, so everything on my field. If he kills anything, we'll be able to get it. 2 Nefs is fine with me. 2 Chromaggus more than fine. And then a heal bot. I mean, we'll have 3 heal bots at that point. I don't see him getting through it. So I think this game is pretty much done, even though he got extremely lucky with his card draws. When he got the Shrink Master double Shadow Priest, like, come on. So talking about the deck, because I pretty much see this game is round up, and I'm just going to sit here and spam hello, because that pisses more people off than anything. I'm only spamming hello because he kept spamming well played. I'm normally not just PM. Look at him go. Look at that well played. Alright, so, oh my gosh. The Technician is a card you'll always find whenever you have Chromaggus on the field. It seems like you always draw a Technician in one of the 2 cards that you like. It normally stays on the field for 1 or 2 turns, and it seems like you always get fucking Technician every time. Alright, so we're going to swing for 8, swing for 6, and heal for 4. Nice. Okay, so Frostbolt's staple in any mage deck. Frostbolts and Fireballs, I'm not even going to go over those. I've actually seen a couple Dragon decks without the Fireball. He gave up. And that's just, I don't know. I just feel like Frostbolt and Fireball are just 2 cards that do not need to be taken out of any mage deck. They are too good. They are just staples in the deck. You can't turn in a stack of papers without staples. Explosive Sheep, because this deck has almost no early game. I mean, it does have Mad Scientist and the Blackwing Technician. Besides that, there's nothing, and this deck falls prey to aggro. There's no doubt in my mind that this deck, if you don't get the decent hand, like a decent okay early hand with this, like no Explosive Sheep, no Frostbolt, no Mad Scientist, no Blackwing, nothing like that, you're going to fail against aggro. It's just one of those things. We'll actually see if this Warlock is aggro, and if so, how it stands. But I feel like we're going to get rid of the Flame Strike and maybe definitely keep the Mad Scientist. And I'm not really sure about this Twilight Guardian. Good chances that we're going to draw a dragon, so I think I might keep it. So back over at the deck, that's why Explosive Sheep is in here. It just shuts down aggro, and also it's a great field clear. Mad Scientist, because this card, I just don't see any other replacement for it. I mean, Duplicate and the other secret in the deck, I don't want to even try to pronounce like the Effigy. It's a deck thinner, gets a secret, always goes 1 for 1. It's Mad Scientist is crazy. And we did end up getting the other dragon in our hand. This very nice, very nice. So why are we running Duplicate in Effigy? I know I'm saying it wrong. Instead of like a mirror image or a counterspell, it's just the way how this deck plays. The Duplicate surprisingly really helps you, because let's say you've only drawn into like 1 heal bot. You can throw down the Duplicate, play the heal bot. They're gonna kill it because it's an easy 3/3 to kill. They don't expect a Duplicate. You get 2 more heal bots, it can save your ass. And it works for, let's say, a Chromaggus, Nef, Azure Drake. I mean, it's just whatever you want more of, it just works, and it's, in my opinion, it's really nice just to have one of them. And then Effigy, it's a tempo play. So instead of Mirror Image, because of how many aggro decks there are, and because of how this deck is built, and most of the creatures are 4-drop or higher, like let's say you're going against a aggro Warlock, and you have Mad Scientist down, you get the Mirror Image. They probably know it's a Mirror Image because everybody plays that. Then they play like an Abusive Sergeant, and you get a 2/1 out of your secret. Not that great. But the following turn, they want to kill your Azure Drake or something like that. You get another 5-drop. So it's just, because of the meta right now, and because of what this deck is weak to, is why we are playing FG, and the fact that most of the creatures are pretty high. And speaking of Abusive Sergeant and a secret, there it is. Okay, so looking back on this game, because it's getting a little bit out of control, we're going to play Twilight Guardian and end our turn. So this guy is starting off very, very strong. It's turn 4, he's got a 4/4, he's got Imp Gang Boss, and he's got an Abusive Sergeant, which is definitely something we need to deal with. His field, not more so deal with, but just like be able to hold off until that later game. Alright, and then the 4 ping, oh man. So the duplicate there, as you can see, really helped us because now we have 3 taunts in our hand, including, or not including Chill Maul, which will obviously play on turn 7 to hopefully blow up the field. So, I mean, probably duplicating the heal bot would have been best, but I like heal botting the, or not heal bot, duplicate the heal bot. But we are able to duplicate Twilight Drake, and Twilight Drake is pretty, it's a solid creature to try to get through. 6 attack. I mean, he's going to either have to, yeah, he's going to Abusive Sergeant, so it's not really to a Zoo Warlock. I guess that's not a lot, but for most other classes, continuously playing 3 6s until turn 7 or 5 or whenever we end up being able to play Chill Maul. So we just got to live one more turn until Chill Maul comes out, and then I'll pretty much clear the field. And unfortunately, actually no, because we can play the Twilight Guardian and then ping the 4/1, so it's going to be pretty hard for him to get rid of it without killing off most of his field. So now we'll ping the 4/1, and now it's going to take at least half his field to kill it, unless he, like I said, has a power overwhelming. So looking back at the deck here, we have the Big Game Hunter, and we're running the Big Game Hunter. I normally, honestly, I've taken him all out of a lot of my decks, but I found that this deck, it's only running 1 polymorph. Actually, yeah, it's only running 1 polymorph, and so if you play a hand lock, it's really hard to kind of deal with their taunts without at least being able to kill one of them just through Big Game Hunter, and then you can maybe polymorph another one, and then of course Fireball ping another giant if you've got the Azure Drake down. So it's just like one of those things that because of this deck only has 1 polymorph, it's either like throw in another polymorph, take Big Game Hunter out, or keep Big Game Hunter in and you only go down to 1 polymorph. So that's my opinion on that. Alright, so it's turn 7. We're going to throw down the Chill Maul, even though it's only going to, I mean, it's not terrible. He's going to have to sack his imp, or his Flame Imp, his Defender of Argus, and his Imp into it, and then it's going to deal 3 to everything, and then his Imp Gang boss is going to live, and it's obviously going to make another Imp out of it. But I really didn't see another line of play that was that great. I guess we could have thrown down the Twilight Guardian and then ping the 1/1. Yeah, that might have been a better play. Yeah, we could have thrown down the Twilight Guardian and ping the 1/1. Yeah. But anyway, Dr. Boom, see, if we had a polymorph, Big Game Hunter, boom. Get out the way, Dr. Boom. Move, bitch. And then we're going to heal bot. Just because of the amount of damage that a Zoolock can do. I mean, he only has 6 damage on field, but there's 2 boom bots, and also he has the potential. He hasn't used any power overwhelming yet. He hasn't played Doom Guards. He hasn't done any of that. So, gotta be careful. Blackwing Technician, this is part of our early game. It's a great 3-drop if you have a dragon in our hand, and most of the time we do have a dragon in our hand. I mean, this entire deck is just fucking filled with, it's like stacked with dragons. So, Twilight Drake, Twilight Guardian, Azure Drakes, Chill Maul, Chromacus, Neff. I mean, if you don't have a dragon, it's sad, but it's part of the game. So, most of the time you will, but sometimes you won't. So, Blackwing Technician, 3/5, can't really argue with the 3-drop. Fireball, we've been over that. Polymorph, we've been over that. Twilight Drake, it's kind of weird because this mage deck, there's not a ton of draw in it, but I found for the most part you only play 1 or 2 cards prior to turn 4, which is almost the same as a hand lock having to deal with a Zoo deck playing Dark Bomb or Mortal Coil or whatever they have to play. So most of the time your Azure Drake will at least have 6 health, which is still a 4/6 for a 4-drop is great. And looking back on the field, let's talk about what the fuck's going on here, because nothing good is going on. So I see a Twilight Drake and maybe a Fireball to this 5/5, and then we could Frostbolt it, but I think a Fireball would be best. And we could have also played, yeah, we could have played the Azure Drake and then Frostbolted it and then pinged it once next turn and saved the Fireball. But I think this the Twilight Drake needed to be played now just because of the amount of cards we had in our hand, along with it's a little bit harder for this Zoolock to kill. I see a Flame Strike, kind of, maybe. I'm not really sure. I don't know if he has a demon in his hand. And I kind of want to save it for like an Imp Implosion. If he has like a Mal'Ganis out. If he ends up bringing Mal'Ganis out. So let's throw down Chromacus. We'll Frostbolt the Knife Juggler. We'll swing into this 1-3, and now he's forced to deal with Chromacus, so he has a Power Overwhelming. He's going to have to use it here along with do out something else. So I guess he could swing into the Chromacus with his Void Collar if he has a Doom Guard in his hand, or if he has another Imp Implosion. He also could just continue to go face because I'm only at 14 health. I think he will. Yeah, he's just gonna keep going face. And he played Lothab, so now he can't Flame Strike, and we have fucking 3 Flame Strikes in our hand. Oh my god. So we're going to have to play around it. If we could have Flame Strike, it would have been fine, but unfortunately we can't. So we're going to kill off his Knife Juggler, which is just something we definitely need to do. We're gonna use our Drake. We're going to play, obviously, the taunt. We're going to kill the Drake with the Void Collar and then kill off his Lothab. So now he's going to have to get through the taunt and do 10 health, along with deal with Chromacus. If he doesn't deal with Chromacus, having 3 Flame Strikes is just something that a Zoolock is going to have a really hard time doing. And then we also have the Azure Drake, so the Flame Strikes will do 5 damage instead of 4. Not that that's a huge difference, but still, +1 spell power is good. So it looks like he finally drew the Power Overwhelming to get that egg pop to kill our Drake, and he's going to kill off his... Will he kill off his Void Collar? No, Void Collar is still alive, but he will get the 4/4 out of the egg. Okay, so from here we're... Is it game? 6, 5, 14. Yeah, that's game. Yeah, it's game. Okay, so one more game for the 3 wins with the Dragon deck. Nice, nice, nice. Rank 9. And again, guys, I really just trying to knock out these deck guides for you. So climbing ladder is not like a priority right now, because to build, like, I'll first like start what I think is good in a Dragon Mage, and I'll do some research on the internet and kind of like keep tweaking it. And obviously, the first time I play a deck, I'm not going to play it how it's supposed to be played, nor is it built correctly. So I kind of lose like 10 to 20 games, just like boom, 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 and then I kind of keep tweaking it and learning how to play the deck, and then I start winning. And then when I start winning about 80% of the time with the deck, then we go into winning 3 in a row. So there's actually a lot more than just me sitting here building a deck and playing it past the camera that you don't see. So we're going to get rid of these 2 high drops, keep the Technician. Normally, if we were playing... Actually, I probably would always keep the Technician, just because of the amount of dragons we have. And I'm sure by turn 3 we can draw a dragon. Unfortunately, we didn't draw one now, so maybe next turn we can draw a Mad Scientist, and the following turn, like a Twilight Drake. That would probably be the best 2 cards we could draw right now, is turn 2, Mad Scientist, turn 3, Technician, turn 4, Twilight. Alright, there's Mad Scientist, but we're not going to play it. We're going to... Actually, we could play it, but I kind of want to ping out this Leper Gnome, because if our Mad Scientist dies... I don't know. We could... No, we're going to ping it. There's no point to not ping it. Alright, so where did we leave off in the deck? Twilight Guardian, looks like he got a Mad Scientist, so he got a decent hand, and then there's a Dragon. So we're going to play Technician, end our turn. Playing Mad Scientist on turn 2 was ideal, but I mean, there was a card, and we can just get, obviously, right there, just 1-up in card advantage. And that early on, I'll take it. And then plus he was going to be able to do 2 extra damage because he wasn't going to swing into the Mad Scientist. So doing damage to a Hunter right off the bat, like trying to compete with him for burst early on, just not a good plan. With Dragon Mage against like a Rush or a Hunter like this, for the most part, you just have to control them, hold back their field, try to maintain a decent health, continue to outvalue them in cards, and by about turn 7, turn 8, they should be running low on cards in their hand, and then by running low on cards in their hand, you'll be able to slowly take over the field and do more and more control. So we'll swing into this. It's either a Frozen Shot. Alright, so he's playing Super Face. It runs Explosive, and that's going to be a Bear Trap. And because that's a Bear Trap, we're going to Frostbolt the bear that comes out of it, and then probably play the Mad Scientist, which we will do. Okay, so heading over to Twilight Guardian. Great card. Competes with the Twilight Drake for that 4-drop awesome Drake card. It's just one of those staples in the Dragon deck. You see them all the time. Anti-Killbot, normally I only run 1, but I found running 2 is really helpful just because of how many, again, rush decks there are. It's coining into the Savannah Highmane, ouchie, McBoo-boos. Okay, so I see killing the Savannah Highmane and then using our Explosive Cheap to kill off the other 2 drops. And then next turn, hopefully we can draw a decent 7-drop or lower that Effigy can work on. So explosive sheep, and we're going to ping this to Keel's field. So, and we'll play Mad Scientist. I don't think he's going to be... Mad Scientist is a high priority kill for him. And also, why we went out of our way to kill the Savannah Highmane so much is because normally if that card sits on the field for more than 1 to 2 turns, we lose. And it looks like he got a Huffer, which kind of sucks. But it's not the end of the world. So we're going to kill off his Huffer. We're then going to... Actually, no. We're going to Corruptor the Huffer. We're going to be able to keep Mad Scientist. We're going to ping for 1 and swing for 2. This is not so bad. So now it's our 6 cards, 7 cards next turn to his 5 cards. So in theory, we're 2 cards up, and we're at 16 health. So it's not terrible, but we're kind of hovering around that kill zone. When he gets to that like 12 health mark, 15 health mark, the double kill command, the quick shots, the arcane golems. It's not so well. So Effigy's gonna pop. What do we get? We got a Vitality Totem, which is probably one of the best draws we could get right now. And then the duplicate, but unfortunately he flared our duplicate. That sucks, because getting 2 more Vitality Totems or Corruptors would have been great. So if we throw down the Effigy and then kill that, or ping, there's no point, because if he kills the 0 drop, we're just going to get a garbage card. So we're going to obviously kill off the Hyena, and Chromacus maybe will draw into like an anti-kill bot, a taunt, Chill Maw, something, maybe a Neff. So hopefully Chromacus draws into something great. Like a Flame Strike would be, it wouldn't be, oh wow, he just gave up. Okay, so we'll finish off the deck, and yeah, the Vitality Totem and Chromacus just fucked his brains out. So yeah, that was a bit surprising. Well, those are 3 games in a row, so let's talk about the deck a little bit. Alright, we'll finish off talking about the deck. So, Antique Healbot running 2 of these just because of how much aggro there is in this deck. It is weak to aggro. It's a mage deck, so there's not any self-healing. None of the cards in the deck actually heal you back, so you kind of just... Once you get low health, there's no way to recover from that other than creatures. Azure Drake running 2 of these. This is our card draw. So if you have a Chromacus on the field and you play Azure Drake, you will get 2 cards from that. Just keep in mind, whenever you draw a card, period, and Chromacus on the field, you get 2 of them. So combo that with Azure Drake. Very, very nice. Heading down to Blackwing Corruptor. In any dragon deck, deal 3 damage, 5-drop, 5/4. Great card. Flame Strike, running 2 of these. Surprisingly, not just 1. I know a lot of tempo mages run 1. We're running 2. Just again, there's so much aggro. That you kind of like, if you have a weakness, which this deck is aggro weak, you kind of have to like buff up that Achilles heel as much as you can. Because once they kind of nick at it and they gotta get the right angle, you're done. So again, this deck is, I kind of covered up the weakness as best as I could, and that is, again, rush decks. Chill Maw, this is a Grim Patron killer along with a rush deck killer. Having a dragon in your hand makes him do 3 damage to everything on the field. I wouldn't say he's a complete staple in the deck. You could probably get around not playing him. But because he is the only 7-drop creature in the deck, he's a vital point in the curve. Later in the game, you most likely have him. And at that point, if you are going against Grim Patron doesn't run any silence. And that's a very... you're going to see Grim Patron on ladder if you're trying this deck out to get to the high ranks. So that's just one of those decks you're going to see. They have no silence. Chill Maw fucks him. End of story. Chromacus, we've seen why that's good. We were able to win quite a few games with that one. And then Neff, it's kind of a chance with this card. I like him just because he's a really neat card. He doesn't fit well into a ton of decks, but I found he does pretty well in this deck. And also, those 2 cards that he gives you works with the Twilight Drake to kind of buff up your hand if later in the game you find yourself lacking the hand. He gives you 2 cards, and those 2 cards definitely could save your ass. So he's just one of those guys that he'll come in clutch, sometimes he won't, but for the most part, he's a great 9-drop that'll be able to kind of swing the game in your favor and get you that card advantage. So anyway, guys, I appreciate you watching the video. Let me know what you think of it in the comment section below. If you got any tweaks to the deck or how the deck treats you, I'd be glad to, or happy to read about it and hear about it. So thank you guys for stopping by the end. Of course, I'm Warshack, and happy whatever the hell day it is.